Hello, everyone. Welcome back to How Come. This is the season finale.
Woo!
And sitting with me is my wonderful sister, co-producer, researcher extraordinaire, Charlotte Casimir. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here.
It's so nice to have you back
I love it.
here at our
I love to
grandmother's
be here.
house. She was so happy to see you this morning.
She was happy to see me.
Yeah, and now she is gone, so we can talk about the orgasm.
And now she's mad that I'm not seeing her.
Yes.
And I'm talking to you.
Yes, and why do we make it like this voice?
No.
I don't know. We're feeling...
Our ancestors are from Russia.
We're feeling excited today. Today's episode is called Cumgratulations. We are celebrating a bunch of our fans. They're going to be calling in, talking about their first orgasm stories.
A lot of them have been in the past 2-3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. I've had like a lot of people write me in over the course of a while. But honestly, I just went through my messages more recently. And so, yeah, all of these women, girls are doing it pretty recently.
So cool.
And it's fucking cool. And so they run the age gamut, like 20 to, I think,
32. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, so this episode is going to be Congratulations. It's all about first orgasms, first times.
Wait. We have the guests coming.
Yes.
Our listeners. But there's also a congratulations in order for you. Mm-hmm. Keeping a secret from us?
I've been keeping a secret. No, I had, you guys, I had my first internal orgasm.
What?
Yay!
Can we? Balloons.
Ah! I'm going to put in stadium cheering. That was wonderful. Thank you, everyone.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh, baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
Yeah, what happened? What'd you use?
Okay, so after I was on Netflix, this company, Sweet Vibrations, wrote me, and they were like, we want to send you some toys. So they sent me 4 different toys. And Charlotte got one of them. You received the tulips.
Mm-hmm. It's a vibrator.
It is a vibrator. The fabric, or like...
Totally. I was going to say, like, if you're a vibrator person, you'll probably die for this one.
Yeah.
Especially because they're marketed as, like, less expensive. I was like, is this going to be, like, kind of weird and cheap and gross? And I felt it, like, physically in my hands. And I was like, whoa, this is made so nicely. Mm-hmm. It's super... soft. It's like silky, like you were saying. It's crazy, and it's bendy.
It's bendy.
It doesn't feel like some weird external creepy machine.
Yeah. They're like, ooh, I just want to touch them all the time. And I love how the tulips are shaped too. I actually used mine with Ben. You can kind of put it in like the palm of your hand because it has like a curvature like that. And then you're supposed to spread your lips. And then there's like a little button that hits like the head of the clit. And then it kind of just like stays in place between like your labia. And it like comfortably just like sits in there. Like whereas like a lot of toys, I have to kind of like hold with my hand.
Break your wrist.
Yeah, break
get in
like
positioning.
this. I could sit really comfortably, like kind of in doggy style, and like it stays between your vagina.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Also, I always talk about getting on your stomach, but it's kind of nice for that. Like just
totally. Well, it stays in place, and you have more friction probably.
Yeah.
But I thought it was so cool. It's waterproof too. Like it's easy to clean.
100% waterproof. The craziest things about all the Sweet Vibrations toys too is they have these like little, like the thing that you plug the power source into.
Yeah.
Like, because I always get nervous with waterproof stuff. I'm like, it's going to short circuit. Like, this is an electronic. You can't even see that there's a hole in it. It's like this tiny, tiny thing. And on the...
It's like sneaky.
It's so sneaky. And on the instructions, it's like, oh, push it into the hole. Like, it looks like you might break it, but you won't. And so, like, it was kind of cool for me because I was like, ooh, I'm going to penetrate this toy.
I'm having sex with the toy.
I'm having sex with the toy before.
Which is the one you came with? Because they sent you 3.
Okay, so they sent me 4. So we got the tulips.
I didn't get 4.
I know. We got the tulips because the tulips is the newest thing. And they all are like probably like $40 range mostly. And they all have a forever warranty.
That's wild.
So if they ever break,
you're covered. They're just made. It really blew my mind, like how well they are made.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Also, they're always like top sellers on Amazon. So that's a good thing. Speaking for them. Also, even though the Tulips comes out on November 1st, we have a pre-order link on their website. So if you go to sweetvibrations.com and put in How Come discount, you can get a tulip before November 1st launch. How cool is that? But the thing that made me have my internal is called the Perfect Pair. I'll post a picture of it. I'll post a picture of all of these. But it's got it's like, how would you describe this? The one I've been like
waving around?
Yeah, the one that you've been waving around.
It looks like, okay, weird description, but it kind of looks like a segment of DNA in a way.
No one's going to know what you
they
mean
will.
by that.
They will.
Okay, so
like the helix.
Okay, yeah.
The double helix. And if you were to cut off one piece so that you have a clitoral stimulation and then the other part of it goes in you.
Yeah. All right. Let me just. Okay. So there's a little ball.
That was a weird way to describe that.
These are really okay. It's hard to describe, but I'm gonna just Google it, you guys. It's called the Perfect Pair. But yeah, it's got like a nice little egg shape, and then it goes into another little egg shape that you're. Nope. This is a bad description.
Awful. That makes it sound like two balls.
This makes it sound like balls. It's not balls. All right. There's one thing that goes up you, then there's another thing that stimulates your clit. Okay, so the thing that goes up
almost
you,
like a rabbit,
but it's not like
but the ears would be one cohesive piece.
Nice ball that kind of jiggles around.
Like they have the internet. They can
just
can
look it fucking up. Okay, but the thing is it turns on, it vibrates, the whole thing vibrates, it goes up your cooter. Okay, yeah, look at it, the whole thing vibrates.
Oh my god,
and it just hits all the spots that like penises can't vibrate up there. Can a penis vibrate? I don't think so. But
if you have a vibrating penis, please call in.
But yeah, so it went up and then it stays in because it's obviously like in your fucking body. And then the other thing sits on your clit and is like stimulating and wiggling too. So I like to like sit on my hands and knees and I'll put it in and then kind of move back and forth as if I'm banging. Because nothing's like falling out. Things are still vibrating, feeling good. And let me tell you, an internal orgasm feels so much different.
Really?
So much different.
For you, tell me how.
For me, it felt like an earthquake.
What?
Like because and I'm specifically referring to this as an internal one and not
but it's also on your clit.
Well, it is, but I don't think like the clit thing was making me feel like tingly, but in the way that like guys had been able to do it with their hands and stuff, where I was like, ooh, okay, that feels good, but it's not there. But the internal is like doing this like pulsing or whatever, and it's just like, I don't know, it just hit the right spot.
I know exactly
and
what
it
you're
made
about.
My body feel like it was like coming out in ripples.
Yeah.
Like somebody threw a rock in a pond and all the ripples were like coming out from like the center of my body.
Would you say it was your best orgasm or just great and different?
I want to say it was my best, honestly, because there's something about squirting that makes me feel like, I know I have to get out of my head about it, but that I'm just like, I'm peeing, and that's why I feel satisfied. Like, even if I have orgasms and then I squirt, I'm just like, ugh, like, I don't know. I'm so judgmental of it. Whereas this one, I was like,
oh, you didn't squirt?
I didn't. It was just reverberating in my body.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which made me feel weird, but excited.
Why not? No, but I feel like I've had I don't know, maybe the word's like, for me at least, it's like overwhelming. I don't know. It's like,
it was overwhelming.
It's overwhelming because at least when I've had like the internal and external stimulation, I'm like not even sure where it's coming from at a certain point.
Yeah.
I don't know what feels good even just because it's so,
because there's so much going on.
There's so much going on. Yeah. That I don't know. It's just different.
I feel like too, what's fun about this toy is that since they are attached, there's no fucking it up. Like sometimes if I'm like having sex and like I have my womanizer on, but then like you're getting humped from behind, so the thing falls off,
or there's nothing more frustrating.
Out of place, or you know, like it's tough. Like it's a job. This is just like everything is so secure, and then you just move your body back and forth, and like you're still being stimulated in all the right parts.
If I look upset right now, it's because I don't own one.
Yeah. You look so
I look
sad.
so upset. I'm so upset.
Well, I'll give you some sanitizer. No, I'm just kidding. You don't want to be sisters that way.
No, goodness. We're close.
We're close, but not that close.
We sound the same again.
Yeah. People are going to have a tough time when they have a phone call with us deciphering who's who.
What if it was actually just one of us?
Yeah, like what if there was no...
Like I couldn't make it and you were just doing voices?
No, but also what if there was no Remy? What if Remy doesn't exist and it's Charlotte's just like...
And I'm just a stupendous actress.
You're a stupendous actress and you were like, listen, female orgasms are very important and no one's talking about it and I know about it because of my research.
And I'm just like this Jekyll and Hyde creep.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so they sent me this. They also sent me this thing called a Pixie, which is a clit stimulator.
Oh, it's so cute. It looks like a little Totoro guy.
You can't say Totoro, Charlotte. Nobody knows that reference. You should know that.
Some people know what Totoro is.
All right, some people, but this is like a tale as old as time. Like we used to watch really just like obscure movies when we were younger. And then Charlotte shows up to kindergarten and everyone's like, oh, I love Sesame Street. Oh, I love Barney. And Charlotte's like, totally. And like what about Totoro?
You know, that classic Japanese anthem.
And everyone's like,
no, you loser.
What is Totoro? And she came home and she's like, no one knows Totoro.
Why didn't you tell me?
But yeah, it looks like a Totoro. So go on Google and look that up. And it's real cute. But I was very excited to receive this one as well. It's called The Girl's Best Friend. And you initially mistook it for a womanizer because it looks like one.
Yeah, because it's suction based.
It is a suction based one. And it's also got like little tentacles on the inside. And it worked for me, you guys. And also the base vibrates too. So you can stick it up your crotch if you would like, or your a-hole. Or
I wish there was like a better word for crotch or
there
vagina.
are. I just like
I don't
crotch.
know. I honestly don't know if there are.
Cooter, twat.
Don't love.
Twang.
Don't like.
Gate.
Nope. Hate it.
Hate it.
I totally forgot to tell you.
What?
And you can cut this out. I saw Anthony on the street from Sex and the City.
Shut up. I'm not cutting
How
that out.
crazy. I love him.
Yeah.
I was so excited. He looks great.
Does he?
I wanted to say something, and then I was like, no, I would never approach someone like that. But
yeah, I feel like he would have liked that if you said something. Or maybe not.
He was in a conversation, though.
You guys, just so you know, I always like it when you talk to me. Everyone who writes, they're like, I don't know if you're going to respond. I love it. I love to talk to you.
The messages are the best.
The best.
Fucking part.
The best.
Like, they're so wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
I think she probably responds more to you guys than she does to me.
It's true.
Anyone in our family, actually. Ooh, I have a call.
With whom?
An exciting call.
Oh.
So
my God. All right, let's pick up this.
Hello?
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Remy and Charlotte.
Hi.
Congratulations.
This is crazy.
I know.
Crazy awesome.
Crazy awesome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. We can't wait to hear about your story.
Yeah, tell us the journey.
Yeah, so I was, like probably many other podcast listeners, just hadn't had an orgasm. And I think I was really in the same boat as Remy, where, like, there was something, like, mental blocking me. Because I'd experienced, like, really intense pleasure, like, had lots of sex in my life and, like, really enjoyed it. And, like, had a girlfriend for, like, over a year and, like, had a good sex life, I think. But just hadn't reached the point of orgasm. And, like, sometimes it would be, like, you know, like...
Yeah.
And I listened to this podcast, and still am.
Hooray.
And got myself a womanizer after you did, and like used it, and really like it, and still really like it, but it never got me there either.
Oh.
And so, yeah, so like strangely, and I'm not sure if it's the version of it or something.
Yeah.
So I got a really small version, and I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyways, This past weekend, like, in the middle of the night, I, like, took an edible cookie thing.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, like, the night's over, like, whatever, like, who cares? Like, I'll just, like, get high and go to bed. And so I was, like, took that and then, like, got super high, like, however long after, and then was going to go up to bed. I was trying to fall asleep, and my bed is on the floor underneath my roommate's bed.
Oh, wait, Liz, what? How old are you again?
I'm 20.
Okay, you're 20. Okay, so, yeah.
And her boyfriend came in, and I was, like, really high, and I think he doesn't like me. And so my brain was telling me that he was, like, making a lot of noise coming in and stuff, like, as a way to express to me that he didn't like me.
I would have like, the same like, thought.
But also, I know that, like, we have a perfectly normal relationship, like, during the day, and when I'm not high.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, this is so annoying. Like, I just want to fall asleep. But I was trying to be really quiet, to not piss him off or anything. And I was just, like, getting, like, and I was also just, like, really, really extremely high. I hadn't been this high in a really long time.
Yeah.
What kind of edible is this? A brownie, a gummy, a what?
It was a Mexican cocle pastry.
Okay.
That was, like, made, I guess, with marijuana butter.
Okay, great. And you ate the whole thing.
And I ate the whole thing, even though someone else had eaten half of it and said that was fine. So, like, I have no idea how much weed was there, though.
Okay, so at this point, you're freaking out because you think your boyfriend or your roommate's boyfriend hates you.
Yeah, yes. Like, not at all thinking about sex, not at all thinking about sex or anything sexual or touching myself or anything.
And then?
And I guess I was just, like, I mean, I really was, like, working myself up into, like, just, like, cyclical, like, high thoughts.
Yeah, you were spiraling.
And so I guess I was just, like, I was just, like, stressing myself out, I guess, physically, too.
Yeah.
And I was trying not to move. And so I was, like, focused on my body and, like, trying to make myself, like, not make noise. And suddenly I just kind of spasm. And I was like, oh, like, that's kind of, like, I was, like, thinking, like, okay, that's, like, the same thing that I do if I'm, like, kind of trying to come or, like, kind of faking coming.
Yeah.
With someone else.
Whoa.
And so I was like, oh, that's so strange that I just, like, made myself pretend to have an orgasm. But then what made me realize that I had an orgasm was afterwards, like, the feeling of satisfaction, I guess. I was just like, wow, like, oh my God, I just had an orgasm. That's the first time that I'm entirely sure that I just came.
Charlotte's mouth is agape.
Like, from nothing.
My finger is on my temple right now. I couldn't be more stereotypically stunned.
Thinking and stunned. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little less stunned because Liz and I have already had this conversation via message. But yeah, that is the most insane first time I have ever heard.
Have you done it again since?
I haven't, and I tried so hard last night with the womanizer, and, like, I can get so much pleasure, but, like, I didn't orgasm, and it was just, like, so weird, because I don't know what I need to do it, since, like, the time that I did it, I, like, wasn't, like, stimulating anything, or, like, it was just unreal. It was so weird. So, like, that convinces me that everything is so mental then, that, like, it can happen in your brain, like, without...
Totally.
Yeah.
There are mental orgasms. Like, I've watched on Pornhub, there are girls that can just have orgasms without touching themselves. And guys, too.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. What if I could only do that?
I don't know. Do you think
I don't think that's a thing. I feel like you can almost train your body to do anything.
Yeah, I feel like also now that you've done it, though, you know that your body can do it in some way, which must take some of the mental pressure off. But now it's like this added layer.
I feel so good.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I feel so much better. Yeah.
I was wondering, have you tried it? Have you tried the womanizer high?
No, I haven't. And that's a good idea.
That would
that's a really
definitely,
good idea.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd put some money on it. That would be effective.
Like.
Yeah. I mean, it was like when I turned 20, I was like, I don't want to be 20 and never have an orgasm and, like, also, like, I don't know. So it's been something that's been on my mind. That's like I want to accomplish this for myself.
Have you ever
talked
about it with partners or anything?
Kind of. I had a boyfriend recently who really wanted to make me come, but I didn't tell him that I never had.
Mm-hmm.
And so we broke up recently also, but I don't know if it ever, I don't know.
So you said you had a girlfriend before.
Yeah, we were dating for 1.5 years, junior and senior year of high school.
And you were in love?
And we were in love.
Oh.
I would say we both, hadn't had orgasms, but we also weren't super stressed about it because we knew that we were having fun and, having good sex regardless.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a side project maybe of, let's, try to make this happen. And then it really never did, but, didn't feel like a failure in the relationship.
So it was...
still are really close and, still really important people. And, both recently had our most recent relationships ended. And she's studying abroad right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to hang out when she comes back. And, I don't think we'll get back together, but I know that we're really special people to each other still.
That's awesome. Does she know that you came?
Yes, I told her about it.
Very nice.
Is she proud of you?
Yeah, but she was a little condescending. She was like, I come pretty regularly in my college relationships. I'm sorry to hear that your first one was recently.
Oh.
And I think I didn't respond.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, you never want to be pitied.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling.
That's the whole part of the podcast.
It is.
This is not pitiable.
Yeah.
This is something so many people deal with.
It's congratulatory.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Liz.
Yeah. Yeah, not I'm sorry. Yeah, right. Even though I don't know how I'm going to replicate it. I'm stressed.
I think the smoking is a huge thing.
The one experience coming being so strange and it was literally a no-touch orgasm where it wasn't being touched.
Yeah.
I'm still confused with how it happened to begin with, and then I don't know how I'm going to try to make it happen in other situations.
Yeah.
But
Liz, this might be before your time, but have you ever seen the movie 40 Days and 40 Nights?
No.
Oh my God. It's with Josh Hartnett, and he's not allowed to bang as part of this Lent thing. And
okay.
He falls in love with this girl, and there's this iconic scene where he gives her an orgasm just by blowing an orchid on her body. And I was always like, what the fuck? That's not a thing. You can't come by not touching yourself. But
oh, you can.
Oh, you can.
I think that's a really great topic also for next season, too, to get more people on the pod who have had that happen.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be sick. And so your ex, so she's just coming round the clock with everyone and herself.
Yep. And I said, why don't you think that
it happened with
why
you?
Don't you think it happened when we were together?
Yeah.
And she said, she kind of just I don't know, we were younger and probably less secure in our bodies. But I kind of disagree with that. I think we were plenty secure and plenty, definitely not insecure or anything, and very comfortable in our bodies and with each other. So it was really just a youth thing.
Yeah, I get that. I think even despite that, though, you grow as you get older. So many different experiences have happened. You just become more comfortable as a person.
Yeah, but also some bodies probably can't come until a certain age.
Maybe.
Because all bodies are different. There are some guys who have been jizzing since they were born and some that, still can't.
Right. Definitely.
I also think that part of what contributed to it on, this last weekend, when it first happened, is that I've been consciously trying to do that for a month or so, or maybe more than a month.
You manifested
it's been on my mind and something that I want to do. So
yeah, that's so cool.
You did the secret.
Also, smoking is scientifically an aphrodisiac.
But also, I don't think it's it's shameful to need or want weed. I think it's if that's what works for you. This whole thing is just figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Liz, you're the best.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
You're the best. I have to ask this at the end of every sexual experience. Did you finish?
Yes, I did.
Amazing.
I feel extra special personally right now because after, I think, a really important rite of passage in my own life of having an orgasm recently, I get to talk about it on this podcast I listen to. I think everyone deserves that opportunity as a rite of passage in their life.
And I think this is going to become a tradition. Like, every season finale should be just like talking to the people that came during the season.
Is this a season finale?
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I'm behind. I'm super behind. I'm not sure what episode I'm on, but like 20 or something.
Oh, well, that's perfect.
Maybe?
Oh my God, 20's so good.
Oh, 20's incredible.
I don't actually know. I think it's early 20s maybe. I think I'm past 20.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm so excited.
Do you think you're going to approach sex differently now?
Probably I'll have less self-doubt about my ability to come.
Yeah.
Now that I know that I can, even if I don't have much more confidence about that I'll be able to, at least I won't feel insecure or that I'm hiding something about my personal self that is something that I can't do.
Totally. All right. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye. All right. Wait, so where were we before?
We were talking about something exciting.
Totoro?
No. Much after that.
Oh, Anthony from Sex and the City.
Something really exciting. I was like, I know. I felt elated about it.
Yeah.
But how did we get there?
I don't.
It was speaking of which.
Oh,
hates
because we were talking about hating something. Hate it. And then you said you saw Anthony on the street. Anyway, back to the podcast. Oh, yeah, we were talking about cooters and crotches.
Oh, yes. Is there, right? Because I said I hate the word. I hate all the words.
You don't like vagine. You don't like vag. You
I don't
like
like the P
vagina.
word.
You don't like pussy.
I hate them all. It's so upsetting. If you have a word for a vagina, that you can use
Yeah.
in a sexual way,
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable saying anything about it.
Do you remember what I used to call mine?
It's probably something weird.
A puffy.
Oh, you mean when you were a child?
Yeah. Remember puffy?
I sure do. That's not great either. I don't really
Because it sounds like pussy with a lisp. Kind of. Puffy. That's like that Sarah Silverman thing talking.
Yes.
She's like the word pussy. Puffy.
Totally. I would love to know what people call theirs. Or am I being a little bit of a prude by not enjoying the word?
I don't know.
Pussy?
No, but that's what the whole episode 10, using different words in a different language episode was about. Because there are words that have these connotations. Pussy, I didn't like the majority of my life because it was said by disgusting guys.
Yeah, because a guy could be like, oh, I don't want to do a guy's voice. Never mind. Really
what do you
weird.
mean?
I was going to be like, suck my dick. But like that is normal.
Yeah.
And I guess people saying pussy's normal too. I just can't do it. I don't know why.
You're doing it right now.
I'm doing it. No, but
You're
I'm not
twitching.
having sex. I'm twitching.
You're
I'm rubbing my chest
scratching
very
your chest
uncomfortably.
off. Yeah. What's another? I mean, I like Jodge. I've always liked Jodge.
No, but
that
what do
doesn't
you
sound
say?
Sexy.
That's what I'm saying. What
Yeah,
do you say in the bedroom? I just avoid it. I'd usually go down on me or something.
That's kind of like how I never call my friends by their first names because I'm
Never.
like, they're already here.
Oh yeah, I would do that with ex's parents or something too. My friends' parents. What do you call them? Is it a Mrs.? Is it their first name? I just avoid it at all costs.
I call them hello.
Oh my gosh, so good to see you.
Yeah.
Same thing if a guy's down there. Oh, thank you for coming.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. I don't know. I don't say directive my anything. I just directive.
Yeah. I'm trying harder, but yeah. No, even my womanizer though, I'll be like, hand me my thing,
right?
Because I don't want to call it a womanizer. I don't like the name.
Oh, I've definitely known guys, especially who would. I think maybe that's what it is. They say, "Do you have your thing?"
Mm-hmm.
Rather than vibrator or whatever it's called. It's everything is so taboo.
Yeah.
Maybe these toys will make it less taboo
Yeah,
because
I
they have
have
names
so many
and they have names.
Yeah, they have names.
That's great.
Side note, and this is just something I wanted to say on an episode past, but I didn't, so I'm going to say it on this one. When I was younger, I hated feminists because, like, when we were learning about, like, the women's suffrage movement and, like, voting and getting rights and stuff, you're literally sitting in school being told as a woman, oh, you're only in school right now because these women fought for you to be here. And I hated school. And I was like, oh, I wish they would have just shut up and we could have stayed wives. I very much disagree with that now. But, like, you know what I mean?
Wait, you hated, like, Elizabeth Cady Stanton
hated
and Susan
her.
B. Anthony because you thought they were the
forced
reason
me
that
to go
you
to
were in school.
Yeah. But, yay, thank you, Susan. Like, because
they didn't get along very well.
Really?
Actually, they had a bitter relationship. I read this unreal book. I sound smarter than I am right now. But it's called Originals by Adam Grant, and it's so, so good. It's kind of like Malcolm Gladwell-y, but more directive. It's not just like, here's some facts.
Oh.
Do what you will with them.
Yeah, no, this
It's like
is...
very directive.
You
It's
told
really
me about...
cool.
Isn't it
Yeah.
about how, like, weirdos...
No. It's
Wait.
it's like how entrepreneurs, like, people change the world. Or
Yeah.
not just entrepreneurs. Like, what is the tagline
But different
for the book?
people.
No, it's
Like
people
people-
who have changed the world, how they got there.
How
people
they
who are
got
out
there.
of the box. and,
Okay,
like, what,
okay.
I'll look it up.
Ooh, do you like the word box for a vagina?
You know, better.
I
Yeah,
love box.
A box I could do.
Yeah.
That's a good
Eat
tip.
that box.
Oh, I wouldn't say that though.
Get down there. You guys...
I'd have to be so
Wait,
fucked up.
check out... Okay, you remember episode 13, Emily Lubin and Andrea Allen? They are the funniest people in the entire
Oh my
world.
God, that video's amazing.
They put out a video, and I retweeted it from How Come, or I reposted it. But if you go to Hot Mess Comedy Hour, it's this video
so
about them
funny.
having, like, locker room talk, and Emily's just like, and I'm just like, get down there. Eat that
get
box.
down there, you fucking loser.
I'm just here to
that box.
squirt. but it's a parody on, like, how guys have been talking about girls for, like, you know,
It's
forever.
really funny.
And now it's like, like, imagine if a girl was just like, oh, now this guy we've been dating for a year, he asked what we are. Fuck
you, dude.
Get down there and eat that box.
Just shut your fucking face.
Shut your fucking face. I'm just here to squirt.
Yeah, they're amazing. Oh, and it's how nonconformists move the world.
Yeah, weirdos.
Martin Luther King and Sheryl Sandberg, and they're not weirdos.
Yeah.
I was gonna say and Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs is probably a weirdo.
Yeah. Also, weirdos are great. As our this is coming out on Halloween, right? Or around Halloween this episode.
Yeah.
So remember in Halloween Town how Grandma says being normal is vastly overrated.
Grandma.
Grandma.
Is that what they call her? That's what I was like. Who are you thinking of?
She's Granny. Oh, she's dead.
So
that's
sad.
Wait, who was the actress that
Oh my
played
God,
her?
duh, it's what's her name?
She's like hot.
Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie
She was singing in the
Reynolds.
rain.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Debbie Reynolds. Fuck.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't seen Singing in the Rain as an adult,
Yeah.
you should watch it.
Okay.
It's really
I have seen
uplifting.
it. I've seen it for the fans.
I hadn't
Watch
seen it.
Singing in the Rain.
This is not what we were going to talk
Yeah,
about.
if this
I'm
podcast
sorry.
doesn't get you wet enough,
We
you
have the
could watch
worst ADD.
Singing in the Rain. Yeah, this is why you're only on like every like 15 episodes because we don't because we got so much fun. We go on to talk about Anthony from Sex and the City.
I love it.
I love it. Should we get some ladies on the phone and talk
Oh
to
my
them?
God, yes.
Talk about some first times.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right. Yeah.
Hello?
Hi,
Mel.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is such an exciting day. It's Remy and Charlotte. Charlotte,
Hi.
say hi. Are our voices too similar today?
They do sound kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah, our bad.
Two alike?
Two alike.
Fuck.
All right. Well, you're just going to be answering questions from whichever Casimir sister you think is asking.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, tell us your age, please.
I'm 25.
Okay.
Me too.
Just like Charlotte. Very good. And the first O happened when?
It happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
So recent.
so excited.
I know, it's so cool.
And how many times has it happened since?
I've kind of lost count.
Amazing.
Unreal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Wait, tell me everything. How did you first do it? Like, you weren't doing it. What was not working? What finally did work? We want to know all of it.
Well, so I found the podcast, and before that, I hadn't tried anything with like just the clitoris.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys started talking about the womanizer. So I bought one like 5 minutes after I finished that episode.
You hear that, womanizer? Pay me more money. More money, please.
Yeah. So I tried it, and then within like 5-10 minutes of, actually it was the third time I tried it. So the first 2 times I wasn't successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the third time it finally happened.
How long did you like use it for the first 2 times?
Well, so I was actually, I was in Georgia for my first half Ironman. And I thought it'd be a good idea to try and calm myself down for it by trying that out.
Okay, amazing.
Which wasn't a good idea because I was a little too nervous for both events.
Yeah.
So then I tried it again the next day, and then the same thing happened. And then I waited until I got home to try again, finally.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And that time how long were you using it for?
So I was a little nervous because you guys had also talked about squirting.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure after like however many years of just building up to this, I wasn't sure if I was just going to like explode.
Yeah.
So I kind of like set up like a towel in my bathtub. And
a towel
I put
in
on,
your
like,
bathtub? That's amazing.
in my bathtub.
You were very prepared.
Because it was cold and I was like, this is kind of uncomfortable.
Yep.
But I kind of want to make it a little nicer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I laid down the towel. I put on one of my favorite porn videos.
Nice.
And then I just kind of like started. And then it was like 10 minutes later, I had that feeling that I was about to pee. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
Oh my God.
And then it did.
Wait, which womanizer do you have?
I have the classic.
Does that have like 6 levels or 12? It's got 6, right? Speeds?
Yeah, I think it's only 6.
Do you remember what level you were on?
Definitely the highest one.
Highest. Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
This is so cool to hear too, especially that like good for you for fucking sticking it out 10 minutes.
Totally.
10 minutes, because sometimes can seem like a lifetime.
Yeah, when you never have and you don't know what's going to happen too.
Yeah. Did you try any of the assignments before, or were you just kind of listening?
So I actually tried almost all of them except for the doctor.
Yeah.
And the what was it? The tantric? Is that?
Yeah.
I didn't try that one.
Yeah, not everywhere has Aaron.
It's not most accessible.
Yeah. Do you mind telling us where in the country you are?
I'm in Washington D.C.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is there like gridlock every day there? That's a separate question, but we have so much traffic here whenever there's politicians in town. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the same deal here too.
Okay, back to gridlock of the vagina, though.
Yes.
So when it happened, like, are you having sex right now? Have you talked to your friends about it? Like, have you been able to come without it?
So I have not been able to come without it. I actually had a partner / friend for like a few months leading up to this, and he was like helping me out with it.
Oh, that's awesome.
This was like before I had found the podcast, so we were doing like everything else that we could think of.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so he's kind of like been my number one fan.
He sounds like a great friend.
Yeah, he is a great friend. So as soon as it happened, I called him. He was the first person I told. And then after I got off the phone with him, I like ran out and I told both my roommates. And then I actually went on like a college reunion the next weekend, and I was like announcing it to everybody. So I've pretty much been telling anybody who will listen.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you. I'm very curious about this friend with benefits, because every other time I've heard a friend with benefits story, it's usually like you know, like more like secret sex and like not such a nice supportive environment. Like, how did you find yourself in that kind of a relationship where somebody's literally helping you come?
It was, I don't know, it's kind of weird how it happened. So he's actually a friend of my roommate's, and I met him back in February. Mm-hmm. And then we just kind of like started hooking up, and then we became friends. And then for like a few months, it was kind of like that, and we were, I don't know, like doing research, and it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it. It just kind of like worked. And we're no longer hooking up, so now we're just friends.
And he's just proud of you.
Yeah, he's just very proud of me. But I do feel bad. I never was able to do it while we were hooking up. So it was,
don't feel bad.
But at the same time, I'm glad that I did it like on my own, I guess.
Yeah, this is your shit. When was the first time that you felt comfortable telling him that you weren't coming, or like, did he ask? Like, how did it come about?
I had a partner, like 4 years ago, who had noticed that I hadn't been coming. So he kind of was like dancing around the subject and like talking to me about female orgasms, and I was like, where's this going? Yeah. And then he finally like outright asked, he was like, have you ever had one? And I was like, no, I haven't. And he was like really upset about it. So ever since him, I've actually been really upfront with like every partner I've had.
Yeah.
Probably to the point where I put a little bit of like undue pressure on them, but I'll usually tell them like before we've done anything. I'm like, look, you know, it's not you. I've never come. So it's probably not going to happen, but like, don't be concerned. It's not you.
Yeah. That's like really conscientious.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I told my ex 2 years into dating, and it was like this like dark secret of mine. And then he felt like so betrayed.
Oh.
But I was also like, well, you never really asked. Like, I never said I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool for that guy to have been like, so, are you having them? Because most guys will be like, I gave you one.
Yeah.
Right. I did. Right. Tell me.
Yeah, and I hadn't even known that I was supposed to have like an orgasm with my first partner / boyfriend.
Yeah.
I just kind of like made noises when I felt good or when I thought I was supposed to make noises, and then after we broke up, I was like talking to people, and I was like, oh. So I guess that wasn't an orgasm.
Totally. You have no idea either. I remember like when I was first started having sex,
I had no idea
like,
what
this is good.
Supposed to feel like until I started listening to the podcast.
Yeah, I started trying to convince myself, like after my ex and I were like working on it, I'd look up things on Google to be like signs that you had an orgasm and that you didn't know about it. Or whatever. And then like one thing said like, oh, you'll have like a rash on your chest. So then like sometimes I'd have a rash on my chest and I'd be like, oh, babe, I came. Look at my chest.
Yeah.
Which is like, if anybody's looking and like trying to justify, like, there is no sign except your body being like, girl, it's happening.
Yeah. I'm freaking out.
We're freaking out.
That was when I started to realize I hadn't had one too. Was people were saying if you've had one, you would know, and I was like, well, I don't know, so I guess I haven't.
Yeah, it's the most annoying thing to hear. You would know, and then you're like, shut up.
Yeah,
but then like the second you know, you're like, I know.
Yeah.
Have any of your friends had the same experiences, like when you talked about it with them?
So I haven't really been as comfortable talking about it in the past as I have in the past like 2 years.
Yeah.
So the people that I have talked to about it recently have not had the same issues as me. Mm-hmm. But I have been like telling literally everybody, like even if they've had like frequent orgasms or if they're like me where they kind of struggle.
Yeah.
I'm always like, you need to buy the womanizer.
Totally.
Yeah. Again, womanizer, more money, please. Money.
Yeah. Now I'm curious as to how I can do it with somebody.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the next step for me.
Have you tried your hands yet?
So I actually tried my hands. That was the first time I tried to the first way I tried to masturbate like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just was not feeling it. I have not really tried it since because it was just, I don't know, like I it felt weird. I was like, I would rather somebody else be doing this. I'm not really sure what to do.
Yeah. It's like Lindsay said once, it's like tickling yourself. Like you don't like feel tickled when you tickle yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got to sit on your hand, make it numb, and do the stranger.
Yeah.
Wait, so you had only tried to masturbate the first time 5 years ago?
Yeah, so I wasn't sexually active until I got to college.
Okay.
And even then, like, it was just, like, only, like, vagina, penis.
Yeah.
Like, really nothing else.
Basic
and then
stuff.
I was talking to this guy near the end of my undergrad, and he was like, "You've never masturbated? Like, you need to try it." And I was like, "No, that sounds really weird. Like, I would rather somebody else do it. I don't really want to do it."
You have the nicest men in your life.
And one night I was kind of drunk, so I was like, "I'll try it."
I don't know where you're finding these guys. Like, I need to come to Washington, D.C., deal with the gridlock.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it's nice. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Well,
you're so brilliant.
What did you think the first time?
The first time I masturbated?
Yeah.
I think I did it for like 5 minutes and nothing was really happening, and I got a little impatient and kind of uncomfortable. So I was like, I think I'm done with this for now.
Yeah.
I feel like
and I really, honestly, I hadn't masturbated again since then until this past year. I got my first vibrator.
Cool.
And I tried that out, and I was like, this is nice. Like, this is a lot better, but it still, like, wasn't really doing enough for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited for you and your many more orgasms.
Me too.
So you were in the tub for, do you do any other positions now with the womanizer, or is it always on your back?
I tried to do on the stomach, but I couldn't, like, hold it the right way, so I kind of gave up on that, and I've only tried on my back. But I've tried moving my legs into different, like, positions, but that's about it.
Yeah. Legs are weird.
Yeah.
I've noticed that I love pointing my toes.
Do you?
Same.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like a little ballerina.
I feel like my legs are weirdly straight when I do it.
Yeah.
Like, why do they look like toothpicks? I am not sexy right now.
No, me and my friend Britt, we were like, oh, like you used to like, arch your back and try to look sexy. Like, no, when I'm having an orgasm, my butt goes into my body and becomes like the smallest little peanut you've ever seen.
I think I just basically like clench everything.
Yeah. So much clenching.
Well, I'm so excited.
Mel, gotta ask you this question. Did you finish?
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Bye.
Bye.
This next caller is our first international call-in. Hooray!
Oh my God.
Hi! Hi, Tuti!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hi, guys.
Where are we calling from again?
Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it there.
Do you
Pretty
love it?
far away.
You've been there.
I have been there.
Charlotte's been there. I have not.
Oh, it's great.
Tell us your journey. I haven't heard anything.
Okay, so pretty much my journey is the same as Remy's. When I heard the podcast, I was like, oh my God.
Are we the same age?
No, I'm 25.
Okay. So you're
Same age
just
as
me, but
I'm
younger.
but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. And had you been trying before the podcast?
Not really. I mean, I've always kind of tried, but not very actively. Like, it happened for me, it was the same as for you. I got bored very easily. Like, I tried masturbating by myself, and after a few minutes, it was like nothing was happening, so I just gave up.
Yeah, lazy.
And
Just kidding.
I actually got to thinking about this recently, and I think, like, with the first guy I ever had sex, I think I had an orgasm, and I think I might have squirted.
Oh.
And he made a huge deal about it. Like, he was like, oh, gross. And it was, like, my first sexual experience.
That's terrible.
And
I'm sorry that
I think
happened.
I might have blocked it. Like, I completely forgot about that. And after hearing your podcast, I was like, oh, my God. That's
happened. What that was. Yeah.
And after that, it was like never, ever again. Like, I never got that. And I forgot about that thing. And then I kind of, with every guy, I always kind of worried about making a mess again, I guess. And I don't know.
Oh my God, I want to kill you, guy, whoever you are. I will smack you in the fucking face and kick you in the dick.
Okay.
I know. We were young, though.
Yeah.
How young were you?
Well, not that young. I was like 18.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like all of us grew up probably thinking squirting was like weird or gross or something.
I
like
definitely
not
did.
to be proud of. And it's like, yeah, it shouldn't. We shouldn't feel like that.
I remember freshman year of college, I was hooking up with this guy and he was also hooking up with this other girl. And I was friends with her. She was really nice. And then I heard that she squirted. And I was like, ew, she's disgusting. Like, she's a slut. Like, the worst.
That's
like,
awful.
I know, the worst. Like, and I was like, suddenly like, oh, well, he's going to like me better because at least I'm not the disgusting one. Yeah,
Right.
I know, dude. This was a journey for me too. I ain't no expert.
We're all learning.
Yeah, we're all learning.
So much. So
Yeah.
what, you recently had your like first one since then?
Yeah. So I found. So I decided that it was definitely weird that I wasn't having one. You know, I really don't talk about this with my friends. Argentina is not a very sex
open.
positive country place. I don't know. We're pretty prudish when it comes to that. But I was kind of sure that it was not normal. So I started looking into things, but not very like actively. But I always had this feeling that I didn't want to wake up one day and be 40 years old and not have had an orgasm. You know? And so I found you guys on Explain on Netflix.
Uh-huh. Yes. Thank you,
And-
Netflix. We love you.
Oh my God, yes. When I saw the episode, like the title, and it said female orgasm, I was like, oh my God, I have
need
to
that.
watch this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you use to make it happen this time?
So I bought like a regular vibrator. I didn't have that. So we can't buy sex toys online here. We can't buy, from Argentina, you can't buy things from overseas. I mean, you can, but it's like a hazard. You have to pay 50% tax. You have to go to customs and get it. Like, you have to drive there. You don't get it. They don't ship it to your house.
crazy.
That's insane.
So yeah.
Anything you're getting has to be Argentinian made.
Yeah, and there's no if you get it online, yes. And there is no, like, we don't have like an Amazon
Right.
where you can buy sex toys. We do, but there's no sex toys in there.
Yeah.
Are there sex
So you have to
shops?
go into like physically a sex shop,
Yeah.
which is the worst. You know,
Yeah.
creepy guy.
Totally. You feel like
And
icky.
That's how you feel at sex shops here?
I feel nervous. No. I'm saying if it's so taboo
Yeah.
in a country.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And then you're made to feel like it's not even allowed to come in, so you're not going to want to
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
you're doing something wrong.
No, but I was just thinking, like, the sex shops here, like Babeland and Pleasure Chest, they're so nice and open, and you immediately feel like a very
definitely.
normal person. Was that, like, when you went into a shop, like, your first time or recently, like, did you feel more comfortable or did you feel, like, skeeved out?
no, it's the worst. It's like this awful back door in like a weird alleyway. That's everything. Has no like windows. Everything is covered because you can't see
Yeah.
what's inside from the outside. And then you walk in, there's this creepy dude
Ew.
who like looks at you the whole time because it's tiny, and so you're looking at vibrators and you have someone like breathing down your neck being like, hey, can I help you? And you're like, oh, go away. So I never had the courage to get one. Plus they're really expensive.
Yeah.
But then when I heard the episode with Remy came with the womanizer, I was like, fuck it, she did it, I have to do it. I can't be the only one.
Amazing.
So I literally walked into a sex shop listening to the podcast. Like on my headphones.
Amazing. Yeah, see, I'll be your friend and take you in.
Yes, no, I know. And the guy actually gave me pretty good directions because I asked for the price, and he started like, oh, this is a clitoral one, and this is suction, and this is that, and I'm like, oh my God, I was so uncomfortable, but I actually picked the nicest looking one and the one that wasn't too expensive.
Nice.
Womanizer is not here; it does not exist.
Yeah.
There was a suction looking one, I think, but it was
Oh, so
really,
it wasn't
really,
a vibrator.
really expensive. Like not even in
But-
my price range.
So it's not. Wait, so you did buy a vibrator though?
I bought a regular vibrator for like clitoris.
Because the suction thing was too expensive.
Yeah, too much.
Oh, but that's so interesting that you could make it work with the vibrator. Like okay, I'm imagining you go home and you tried it immediately, yeah?
Yeah, no, luckily my boyfriend had gone out with friends and wasn't coming back to sleep with me because it was raining and he was with his motorcycle. So I had the whole night to myself. So that made it really easy because I didn't have to worry about him getting there. Because I really wanted to do it by myself. I didn't want to have the extra pressure, you know?
Totally.
So I put on music and I tried, and it wasn't like a super easy thing, you know? I had to give it a go. Like it took me like solid 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Girl.
Just, you know.
People don't talk about how long it takes. It can take a super fucking long time.
Oh my God.
And I was so many times I wanted to give up. I mean, I was having so much fun, but it was like, okay, this is not going to happen.
Yeah. And
I kept kind of pushing away, like myself, you know, when I was getting close, my own hand, I just pushed away and was like, no, dude. And so I one time I felt like I had to pee, so I went to the bathroom, but then the bathroom was just too much light. It was like intimidating, so I came back to bed and I pressed my knees, and every time I wanted to push my hand away, I was like, no.
Like, no, you're doing
And
this.
I kept doing it, and I just kept it there, and it finally happened, and it was great.
I couldn't be more proud.
I know, me too.
I'm freaking out.
That is so awesome. That took such like guts too.
Yeah.
I know.
And then did you tell your boyfriend when it happened?
No, we haven't really talked about it much. It's kind of like a me thing. I had, I dated a guy before him that was so obsessed with me coming, and it was so uncomfortable for me because he would ask me every single time, and he would get so mad. So with this guy, he kind of asked me once, and I was like, oh, it's my thing. Sometimes I told him, like, sometimes I come, but not always.
Yeah.
Just don't push me about it, you know? And I kind of didn't want to talk about it because it makes me really uncomfortable to have the extra pressure of someone, like, being there, like, expecting you to.
Yeah, like waiting, like, oh, is it going to happen? Are you going to do this?
And then it's not even for you anymore. It's like for them.
Yeah.
So, no, I told him about I got the vibrator, and he's super excited. We haven't tried it yet, but we will.
Yay.
But yeah, the orgasms. But actually, it helped me. I actually had an orgasm with him after that.
Wait.
Yeah.
But not with the vibrator.
Unreal.
No, with like actually him.
Hand or all penis?
Hand.
How do you feel about mouth?
I like it, but it's not enough. Like,
Okay.
I need the hand.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But it was like actually like it was like while we were having sex, like so penis was inside and his hand was helping out. But I actually gave him directions, thing that I had never done with anyone in my entire sexual life. I was like, yeah.
I'm so proud. I can't even handle it. Honestly, like it inspires me.
Yeah.
To like be more vocal.
Yeah. 100%.
I know. It's really hard. It was really hard for me because, you know, for me, sometimes he presses too hard and my reaction was just to pull his hand away.
And be like, get away.
And and then it was never going to happen. And it was just as simple as saying, like, just go a little softer.
Lighter,
you know?
less,
Totally.
please. Yeah. What is so difficult about saying, please, less?
Or
like,
please to the right. Or
please
please
to
up.
the right. Yeah. There's just, it's like, I don't know.
And he did it immediately. It wasn't weird at all. And I was like, yes, that's what I like. And it actually happened. And he was like, oh my God, why haven't I done this before? You know?
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
And you and your boyfriend have been together for how long?
About a year.
Yeah. Oh my God. And you're like about to have like a resurgence of a honeymoon.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. Plus, we're going to introduce the whole sex toy into our lives. That's going to be great.
And he knows about it, obviously. He knows the vibrator exists and that.
Yeah, I told you about this. He had like a motorcycle accident, so he's now in the hospital. He's fine, it's all good, but we won't be having sex for a little bit because he needs to get back on his feet. So I told him about, like, hey, so now we're not going to have sex, so I'm going to use this. And he's so excited. Like, every time I come to the hospital and tell him, like, to visit him, and he's like, have you used it?
Oh, what a good guy.
Yeah, but you're also giving him spank bank stuff. Like, he's just sitting in his bed, like, being horned up for you.
Yeah. So, now he wants to, like, get released and go home so we can use it together.
Get out of here.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm sending the most positive vibes your way, and you already have a very positive vibe in your hand.
Well.
Yeah.
Has he ever listened to the podcast with you?
No, he doesn't know the podcast exists, actually. I haven't told him.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I think it's a me thing. I kind of, I mean, I want him to hear it, but he's not very much into pod because he knows I listen to sex podcasts. Like I tell him every time I hear something weird or funny, and I tell him like, hey, I heard in this podcast, blah blah blah. But he doesn't really know what the podcast is about. He doesn't know. It's like,
keep it your little secret.
It can be your little secret. This is
But I have told him a lot of things. Like I want to remember one specific one. I think the one you talk about when you got the tantric massage and you told him about like him breathing down there, like the warm breath. I told him that. I'm like, I heard this thing. Maybe we could.
Did he do it?
Yeah, he did. It was great.
It's amazing.
I know. It was so weird, but it was so nice.
I know. Dragon breath, baby. And when they have a beard, ooh, it's tickling.
No, my boyfriend is a man-child. He doesn't grow a beard.
Oh, he's so cute.
I know.
Tuti, thank you so much for coming on this podcast.
Seriously.
I'm speechless.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm so proud.
I'm so proud, and I can't wait to, you obviously have to keep me updated with all the rest of your orgasms.
I will.
I got to ask you this, and I think you know what I'm about to say. Did you finish?
I did. Took a while.
But we did it.
It was worth
Yay. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So cute.
Calling in now is Molly Brenner. Do you remember her from the Mary Vaginismus episode?
Yes, she's awesome.
She's awesome. So Molly had a show called Molly Brenner is Not Coming, and then she had to rewrite her goddamn show because Molly Brenner is coming, y'all.
No way.
Yes, and I just saw her new one-woman show last week at the Tank, and it was amazing. And we're going to get her on the phone right now to talk about how she did that.
Oh, I'm excited.
I know we did play a part in this one as well.
Pat on back.
And vagina.
Oh, man.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very excited. So I told Charlotte that I saw your show and that obviously it was just as one. It was even better than the last one, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so Molly's journey went from, you can listen to Mary Vaginismus Part 2. She talks about all of her journey with vaginismus and dealing with that. If you don't know what that is, listen to that episode after this. And then her one-woman show was called Molly Brenner is Not Coming. And now she has a one-woman show called I'm Coming.
Exactly.
What happened?
I know that there was weed involved, but I need more details.
Yeah, so weed helped,
Perfect.
which was interesting because I've never really been a weed person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as I say in the show, I ultimately credit Molly Brenner is Not Coming with my orgasm because it got me talking to all these people about how I hadn't had one. And I had always been talking about it with friends, but
we would
it got
never
me
have
talking
talked
to
about it.
Everybody.
Yeah, no, you came on this podcast and we talked about it for an hour.
Right. Right. And this one woman was like, "Oh yeah, I really struggled with that, and weed really helped." And but because I've never really liked weed, I didn't really try it for a while, and then I finally did, and I had this really it was kind of a different high that I'd ever experienced. It was
were you smoking or eating?
No, it was a mint, a weed mint.
Ooh.
And it was more of a body high.
Okay.
And then I started masturbating with my pajama pants still on, over my pajama pants.
Yeah.
And
like a good girl.
Oh yeah, like a good girl. Yeah, and then it just happened out of nowhere. I really didn't think it was going to happen, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa,
Wait, so just your hand and pajama pants?
Yeah, just my hand and over my pajama pants, and
what? What do you think was different this time than
the weed?
Any other? Just the weed.
The weed definitely helped, get me out of my head,
And also, like, I had always, like, this was such, like, a lesson in, like, trust your body, because I always would try to masturbate, like with, like, direct clitoral stimulation. And sometimes I would even, like, do it over my underwear, because after a while, I was like, okay, I really don't think I'm liking this, like, direct contact thing. Like, maybe I'll do over my underwear. Like, even over my underwear, I think was, like, too much. And, like,
you needed those flannels.
Like, I always thought I was supposed to like that.
Yeah, me too. I always was like, oh, people love when you, like, drill your, or, like, finger blast yourself. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not for me. And, like, so many, like, men who I've hooked up with have, like, always done that. And I've always been like, it's, like, I talk about this in the show, that, like, I'm always, like, flailing all over the bed. It's just, like, so sensitive. But like, some friends would even be like, maybe you just need to, like, push through that. And I, like, for years, I was like, yeah, maybe I just need to push through it. But it's like, you don't like it. Stop doing it.
Yeah, I know. And then you're flailing and they think it's because you, like, love it, but really your body's just like, I can't handle this.
No, at one point in the show, you were like, oh, one guy told me that he gave me one.
Yeah. And before you've had one, you're like, well, maybe he was right.
Maybe he did.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. And I already told you this. I took, like, vicious notes during, because I was just enjoying the show so much. The first one, you were like, don't worry, I took many breaks to come while writing this show. And I was like, that's, like, how every How Come episode gets made. Like, I take at least, like, 4 breaks every episode to masturbate.
Yeah. I don't know if you've experienced this, but, like, once you've, like, made art or, like, made something about your orgasm journey, I feel like I'll have, like, I'll think about it every time I come. Like, you know, there's always, like, a flash of, like, the public side of this journey.
Well, I had a weird flash the other day. So Charlotte and I were just talking about how I had my first internal orgasm, like, other day from this sex toy. Yeah, it's called The Perfect Pair, made by Sweet Vibrations. Highly recommended. But when it happened, I told my friend Wendy this. She was on episode 1. She had explained internal orgasms, and her face, like, popped into my head when it happened. And I was like,
what up, Wendy?
What's up? Yeah, I guess this is where we're at now. Like, I have sexual thoughts about you.
Yeah.
She said it was, like, fine.
I think I still have, like, a whole world of orgasms to explore, but, like, I always thought that, like, you would just be, like, completely suspended in, like, another world while you're coming. Yeah. But that's, like, not true. Like, I'm still, like, thinking about other stuff a little bit.
Same. I was saying the other day, like, I can, like, watch Frasier and no, I'm just
she's like, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding. I also liked I don't know if I heard this in the first show or if you just wrote it into this one, when you were like, the first time you heard about tampons, you were like, tampons? I'm not doing that. And I'm sure no one else will.
Yeah, because of my vaginismus.
Yeah.
Because I, like, didn't know I had it. Yeah, that was in 5th grade. And I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. And, like, meanwhile, my sister was like, or, like, other people I knew were using tampons. But I was like...
You're like, no one else is going to.
No one would do this. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was, like, my vaginismus journey is, like, for many years, I just thought everybody basically had it. I was like, oh, yeah, nobody wants anything in their vagina.
Yeah.
Eventually, I was like, no.
Yeah. What's crazy is my friend Jamie, who's on episode 18 of Mary Vaginismus, like, she couldn't bang, but she was always having orgasms. Because her mom had vaginismus too, so she was like, oh, yeah, you can just stimulate your clit and put nothing up there. And she was like, all right. That's what I'll do. Mad fun. So now, are you only flanneling, or, like, have you gone below the surface?
Well, now, so I've moved past the flannel to, like, just underwear.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, I definitely, like, I mean, I'm open to, like, how things may unfold in the future, but, like, I have never really enjoyed direct clitoral stimulation at this point.
It can be, like, way too much for a lot of people.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
In your show, you were talking about how you said somebody had said to you, just point blank, it's more complicated for women.
Yeah, well, a lot of
people
stuff
say
says that, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, the information's not there.
And so you just assume that you're like, oh, well, it's this impossible thing that no one's doing.
Yeah.
Or like is like very rare. Like somebody even wrote a funny joke today because one of my friends like finally got his 5-minute tape and like he was like, getting your 5-minute tape is like the best feeling in the world. And she goes, what about orgasms? He's like, well, I've only really had 4 good 5-minute tapes. And she's like, oh, so you know what it's like to be a woman. And I was like, ha ha ha. But then also it makes you think that like, oh wait, even somebody who can come has only figured it out 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, is it that impossible? Is it like it's an accident or it's a miracle or it's like a volcano?
It is tougher for sure, but it's not impossible. But like, what Molly was just saying, like she could have looked it up. But I feel like when we were younger, there just wasn't a ton of information about like how to make sex comfortable and good for us. It was always about like how to turn him on and that kind of stuff. It was never, and like, how would we have known?
Yeah. Like at least I just never really got like educated on pleasure. Like you get educated on sex and like sexual health.
Exactly.
Hopefully, but like not on like pleasure and like trusting your body, like trusting your instincts, embracing your sexuality, like embracing whatever turns you on. Like that was kind of like the missing link for me is like I talk about this in the show. It's just like I realized I had so much shame around just like getting aroused and and I would always like think there was like a little bit of an internal battle that was happening there too. But yeah, I mean, I did develop an aversion to sex. Like I think that was accurate. But like I eventually there came a time where I was just like I really don't want to have it. Like I like was like afraid of it.
Yeah, because sex is, or as what you think sex is just intercourse.
Yeah.
But like you weren't actually like you could have, if you never ever knew that something had to go up there and that's what quote unquote sex was, like you might have been like fooling around over the flannels for a while now. But I think that the area was like a scary area because you were like, I don't want to be penetrated, so I don't want anything to go on down there. Yeah, exactly. And like I think I would always like have sex before I was really ready for it, and then it would be painful, and like I didn't always feel comfortable being like, no, not yet. Like, and the other thing that I think people say to women or say is like, the more sex you have, like the more you'll like it. Mm-hmm. And so I think part of me was like, oh, I just have to like keep having it and then like I'll love it. Like, and it was like, no. The entire first year I was having sex, I was doing it secretly with my friend because I was embarrassed that he wasn't my boyfriend, but I also wanted to get good at sex. Like before I like released it to the world, like Remy's sex is fucking amazing. And so but it wasn't like good sex that I was having because it wasn't communicative sex. I was like, oh, I'll just let him ram me until I suddenly like it. Which is, ladies, not the way to do it.
Yeah.
You got to be like,
I know.
I don't love that.
No, please.
No, please.
Wait, but Molly.
It's weird. There is an element of like thinking you'll eventually like it.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to, can I do a spoiler of one of my favorite scenes? And I can cut it out if you don't want me to say it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorite scenes in the show is, and it's a new one, is you're at a like a restaurant with your boyfriend, and you guys both order your meal, and the guy's meal comes really quickly, and the girl's meal is like, well, it might never come, or whatever. And then Molly's just like sitting there, and then the guy's like, well, I've eaten, that was great, right? You've eaten too. You also enjoyed it, right? And I was like, oh my God, like
that's amazing.
It's a perfect analogy of just being like, yeah, we both sat down to this restaurant. Two people came hungry and only one left full.
Yeah. The other person had like a lick of a French fry.
Maybe a morsel. Maybe
a taste.
A wafting.
A taunt of a fry.
Oh, but I love that.
I'm glad thank you. I'm glad you like that.
Yeah. You could just see guys in the audience, like their brains being like, oh, that's what it's like. Like one guy couldn't, Molly has this one part where she like goes into the corner and kind of like sits next to an audience member, and the guy couldn't even like look at her. Like he was so like shaken.
It's really insane. This is a little off topic, but just in terms of like guys not knowing shit.
Yeah.
One of my friends when I was younger, speaking of tampons, was like, oh, so do you guys come every time you put a tampon in?
Oh my
God. Oh my God.
And I was like, what?
Wait, did she?
No. This was a boy.
Oh, a boy.
A boy
Hilarious.
thought like, oh, well, sex happens in there.
Yeah.
So if tampons happen in there, you guys must be coming all the time.
I mean, no, but if you think about it for a boy, it's
They
like
don't know.
we like bump into a couch and are suddenly coming. Like they're like, oh, you put your dick somewhere, it works. You put something in your vagina, it works.
You can't get them to understand unless you put it in their own terms.
Charlotte had a guy friend who thought literally girls didn't poop or fart.
Same
What?
guy.
Same guy? Same guy.
He thought
and he
also,
had sex.
I convinced him. I thought it was a joke. We were in 9th grade. Okay, we were very young. But I was like, he goes, girls don't poop, right? And I was like, haha, yeah, obviously that's just like what our periods are. Just all the poop turns into our periods. And I was joking. It was very ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Fully believed me. Like for years to come. I was like,
gosh.
yeah, girls don't poop. That's
They
what their
bleed out of
periods
their
are. And I was like, shit.
I love that.
I'm just laughing. I wrote down also about the restaurant scene. You go ahead. I'm sure mine's on the way. That looks good.
Oh my God, I'm sure mine is on the way. That's amazing.
That looks good.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I feel like that's kind of like representative of like a lot of the anger. Actually, it's kind of a bummer because I feel like my anger kept me from coming for a while too. Because I would like try to masturbate and I would just get like really pissed off that like it's easier for men to masturbate. Like I would just like I'd start like writing like an essay in my head and like and it ultimately kept me from coming, which was like a little counterproductive.
I wanted an orgasm, but I have a think piece now.
Yeah, you're like, I want to fuck the patriarchy, but I was just supposed to fuck myself. Oh.
Yeah. It's totally like a catch-22. Yeah.
How is the show going to change now?
Well, it's different. She's already rewritten it. It's called I'm Coming.
But like even just performing it, like how is it? And the audience and just like, is it different?
Yeah, I think it's like a little like it's a little angrier and a little more like I think that I was a younger comedian when I wrote a younger performer when I wrote the first show, and like I think I worked a little bit harder to make it like pleasant. And
totally.
with this one, I am a little less concerned about that, and like really wanted to like I also want like for all the like women out there who like have struggled with sex or coming, like I also wanted to like be true to my journey, and like there has been so much anger in it and frustration and like, and obviously I still like it's still a comedy show, like I still try to have jokes through the whole thing.
It's even funnier this time, honestly. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And also the first time I feel like you were really trying to like assuage the audience, because you were like, don't worry, it's not like you don't have to feel bad for me. Because that's ultimately what everyone's going to come away with the show is, oh, but she still hasn't, and it's so sad, and then, like, and this you get to. I feel like you're just much more like yourself and like brazen and shit.
Yeah, it is a little more brazen.
But also, like going back to the I have to go back to the restaurant. Like I feel like I've even been asked this about guys. They're like, wait, so you would just let people come and then not have anything happen to you? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, are you just like really kind? And I'm like, exact opposite. I am so enraged. But ultimately, like, it's not anyone's fault because I couldn't do it myself. Like, yeah, that's what is so tough. I feel like is like there is a lot of anger, but also like it's not always fair. Like if the other person puts in like a good faith effort, like, it's not always fair to be like upset with them, but like it is an upsetting situation because like they're coming and you're not. Yeah, I'm upset more like at sex ed. Like I'm pissed at Coach P who taught me sex ed and never said anything about masturbating. Coach P, if you're out there, you bitch. I know. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. Just Coach like you could have incorporated it more. We had a very liberal school. Well, this has been the best. Charlotte, do you have any other follow-up cues? I think we've got you have to go to brunch.
And you have to go to a wedding, right?
I do. Molly, you know I got to ask you this. Did you finish?
Yes, I did.
Yay! Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And will you tell everyone where they can follow you and maybe see your next show if you're putting it on again?
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yes. You can follow me on Instagram at Molly_Brenner. And that's where I'll be posting about my next show when I have the next date.
Charlotte just got her little phone out right now. She's like, Okay, perfect. Thank you, Molly.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
Bye. Happy coming.
Bye. Thank you.
I love Molly Brenner.
Love Molly Brenner.
They do.
Okay, so this call is from California.
Hello.
Hi, Sandy.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Dude, I can't believe I'm talking to you guys.
Oh my God.
Every
Shut
day,
up.
and I'm talking to you guys right now.
Shut up.
Crazy.
You talk to me on Instagram every day.
I don't get to talk to
that's
Sandy. This is exciting for me.
Let's talk about your first orgasm.
So, I mean, I've had, good climaxes ever since I started having sex, probably around, 17 or something like that, but nothing ever came out of me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Huh?
What does that mean? Like you felt like an orgasm, or you felt like almost like a tingle?
Like a tingle,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
And then it just stops there, I think, for me. Like, it can't go any further.
Okay.
And then I think it was, when was it? 2 weeks ago, maybe? I bought the womanizer. Just because after listening to you guys, eventually you're just going to buy one, so might as well.
Yep.
And I tried it for the first time, the first go at it. And then, dude, I felt like I wet the bed or something.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Did I pee?
And it just, gushed out of me, really. And I was like, oh, my God, what is happening? And then, from the shock of it, I had to, clean everything up. But, yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 32.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that.
But, I think what really helped me, get over the fact that, I needed to try and masturbate and kind of, know myself was, I think there was one episode where you guys were talking about shaming, touching yourself or, sexual, shaming
Yeah.
we had growing up.
Yeah.
And so, I think, when I was little, my mom, caught me, touching myself. And then she was like, no, you can't do, that's that and stuff like that. And ever since then, it's just, it's kind of been embedded in my head.
Yeah.
And so when I realized, oh, a lot of people went through that, and it's not a shameful act or a thing, I think that, helped me get over that hump.
Yeah, definitely.
I was able to just go for it and buy one.
That's awesome.
I was talking to somebody the other day. I don't remember if I was recording it on this podcast. Who knows? Because I just talk about orgasms constantly. But it was a guy, and they were saying that when guys are caught masturbating when they're younger, we don't do that in public. Mm-hmm. But when girls are caught masturbating, it's just we don't do that.
Period.
Yeah. And that's a thing that gets stuck in everyone's head.
Yeah, my mom, I don't know, I grew up super Asian tiger mom, and so there's just no feelings, it's all about work.
Yeah.
And so I don't think she's ever really pleasured herself. I don't think.
Totally.
I think she would have been less angry at me if she did.
She just needs to loosen up a little bit.
And not
Literally.
such a strict ass mom.
Yeah. Did anybody give you a sex talk when you were younger?
No, in 6th grade, we had, sex education class, but you had to get permission from your parents to sign the slip. to let you even take it, and she would not even sign it.
Where are you from?
Yeah, what state is this?
California.
Wow.
That's so interesting.
And I was like the only kid out of my whole class that like had to step outside when it came to like sex education. To step outside and learn about like freaking frogs or something like that out of a textbook.
Yeah.
So,
how did you learn
I
about
was like
stuff?
totally shamed out of everyone in class. Like they're like, "How come you weren't in class with us?" I'm like, "My mom wouldn't sign the slip."
Ugh.
Yeah. So, you know, just growing up, like, sex was bad, and, like, touching yourself is bad, and masturbating is bad. And
when you started having sex, was that obviously kept under wraps, too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was, like, 18. I've been promiscuous, pretty damn promiscuous, actually, but never had, like, mine. I always felt like it was for the guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When did you feel like that kind of changed?
Probably ever since I listened to your podcast, I was like, why isn't it for me? And then, like, my husband and I have been going through, like, some bumpy roads, and I kind of feel like maybe it's because I was sexually frustrated.
Sure. No, that totally makes sense. How's your relationship been since with?
It's been really good. Like, I feel like we've been more open to each other, and he, like, when I told him, like, I got the womanizer and I got off, he, like, gave me a high five right away.
That's awesome.
I love that.
And he was like, it's about time, babe. And because he, I'm like, I've always been kind of, like, prudish. I make crude jokes, and I say, like, nasty shit all the time, but I kind of felt like it was a defense mechanism because I haven't really discovered more on, like, my sexuality.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Like, you had to compensate.
And so, yes. Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah. I mean, we talk more about, like, fantasies and what we want to do, and so I think we're working towards it. Like, there are some plans in the making of,
That's
things
awesome.
we need to get. Like, the other day, I dressed up for him. I, like, rarely ever do that. I probably did that when I was first dating him, and it's been, like, 5 years now. So I dressed up, like, in lingerie and as a schoolgirl, like, and I haven't done that in a long time, and I've always felt not confident anyways to do that, so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you feel that, like, confidence now, because you totally should have always, but it's, like, great that you're getting it now.
Yeah, you have an extra pep in your step for sure after, and you're just like, I can conquer the world right now. Like, I'm feeling so good. And nothing, it's almost like after you smoke or something like that, like, you're just feeling really chill.
Yeah. It's like a high. 100%.
Yeah.
Are you womanizing round the clock now?
Pretty much like every other day right after work.
Like, you sound like you can take on the world now.
Yeah, I do. I feel really good. A lot more confident. It's so weird how, like, my body has not, like, physically looking like it's changed or anything like that, but I do feel, like, sexier, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm sitting with the cool girls or something. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
That's
I joined the club.
Amazing. Sandy, thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, thank you. I mean, honestly, what you guys do with this podcast is it's amazing. It's bringing more women together. I kind of feel like, too, you know what I mean? Like, we're all so busy being, like, catty and stuff with each other, and, like, this is what's bringing us together. Like, we all have our struggles, and we need to help each other up and feel better. And
Agreed.
We're all coming together.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I just got to fit in all my cum puns. Here's the one that you know is coming. Sandy, have you finished?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
So
you
good.
have. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Sandy. Keep us posted.
Yes, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Remy. Bye, Charlotte.
Bye. This next caller is from Charleston, South Carolina. Hi, Katie. Welcome to How Come.
Katie. Hi.
You recently had your first orgasm, right?
Yes, I did. Like, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh, my
So
God.
Congratulations.
Cumgratulations.
Thank you.
How old are you?
Yeah.
How did it happen? How did it not happen?
So, I'm 21.
Baby.
I've always... I've always known about the female orgasm, but I never really pictured myself having one in a sense, if that makes any sense.
That makes complete sense to me.
You know, I just yeah, I just thought having sex was sort of gonna get.
Yeah.
Like Remy would say, she always had problems, with down there issues, like if it was, getting a yeast infection or something like that. So I was more so looking at myself, just kind of thinking it was just causing a problem.
Yeah.
But so I kind of made myself assigned to figuring it out, sort of like how Remy did when I found the podcast. So I listened to every episode, and I think it was on episode 5 that, I don't know which one it was exactly, but when you started to talk about the womanizer.
Yeah.
So I went and researched it myself, and then I found the one which I liked, and I ordered it, and it came in, and I just grabbed it as soon as I got it, and I went home, and I knew that, like, when I know when I'm coming close at times, but I just stop because it feels like I'm going to pee.
Oh, yeah, it's like scary.
So, yeah, exactly. So I just, exactly like how Remy's story was, I just put it on there, and it was amazing. Like, it took me maybe 5 minutes, but as soon as I knew it was happening, it's just like a gush of water just came out.
Oh my God.
Feeling. Yeah, I just knew I couldn't do it this time. I knew, like, something was feeling different. Like, my toes were sort of tingling. I was just like, I'm this far in it.
Yeah.
If I give up, I can't do it this time. So I just pushed through, and it happened, and I was so excited. I was like texting all my friends about it, and it was just like this big accomplishment for me, and it was like super, super exciting.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Isn't it like empowering?
Yeah, I felt crazy. I had so much energy after. Like, I had so much adrenaline. I was like, I can do anything. Yeah. Like,
I'm gonna lift this car.
Like, I'm gonna go on a run.
Totally. That's a girl thing too. I feel like we talked about that maybe on episode 5.
Yeah, that guys get sleepy and girls
get like energized.
Let's go. Let's fucking take on the world. Had you, Katie, ever talked about it with guys that you were with or with like girlfriends before?
Not really. So I actually am in a long-term relationship right now. Mm-hmm. He's always sort of known that I've never had one, and not his fault. Obviously, I feel that it's important to have it with yourself before.
Yeah, definitely.
But he was always supportive. I think he was a little sad at sometimes because it made him feel like he couldn't please me in the right way, which is not true at all. But my girlfriends, we really didn't talk much about it. One of my friends was kind of honest with me.
Yeah.
But no, we never really spoke on it. We would just be like, oh, I had like such good sex last night, like it was amazing, and then that'd be it. Like, you wouldn't really like go into like, they'd be like, oh, he came like so fast, or like blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh, okay, like you never really talked about the female part of having sex a lot of the time,
and how much you can change so quickly too.
Yeah,
it's so insane. Like, it took you 5 minutes with this new thing, and now have you tried it with your boyfriend?
We haven't yet. We need to. We actually just moved. So we had a lot of stuff going on, and I have a lot of school coming up, but
you got a lot of school. You can't bang.
I know. Midterms are coming up. Semesters are changing. It's just a little bit of a hard time, but that is on the list to do. Like, we have talked about it, and I have used it on him.
Oh,
cool.
what? On the tip of the peen?
Yeah.
Yep, that's that episode 20 love. Like,
tell
Chuck
me more.
And Tony.
Yeah, he was like, oh my God, I cannot imagine how this feels on your clit. Like, if this feels so good on me, like, I can even picture how it feels. And I'd stop, and he'd be like, why? Like, don't.
No.
Oh, I loved that.
Yeah.
It's so wild to me, though, too, that, like, I think obviously we know that there's so many girls who aren't coming or either at all or as frequently as we can be, but just who don't talk about it with our friends either.
I know.
Like, I have a super, super close group of friends, and you feel like you give all the nitty gritty gross details, but then when it comes to your own, what we feel like is a malfunction or something, we don't share it. And that's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Because it's happening to everyone.
Yeah, and I had no idea my friends even had orgasms until I told them. Like, oh my God, I had mine like 5 years ago. Like, that's awesome. Like, congrats. And I'm like, oh, well, like, we just never talk about it. Or my friend's like, oh my God, like you just had one. Like that's so crazy. I come with myself so fast in like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like everyone's so different. And
so different.
I think it's like definitely something that we should all be more honest about each other with. And like, you guys are really good with putting a spotlight onto it. But, you know, like, I think I listened to a few episodes. I kept it to myself for a little bit. But, you know, once I started feeling really determined and motivated, I bought the womanizer, and I told him, and I was like, hey, like, I found this really cool podcast, and it's about, you know, the female orgasm, and, you know, I'm really determined this time, and I really want to, like, figure this out for myself, and, you know, I'm going to try and do these things. And he's like, yeah, you know, I mean, whatever works for you, then, you know, let's see how it works. Like, I obviously want you to have one because, you know, I feel like you're missing out, but, yeah, like, he was all for it and everything, so.
That's awesome.
What would you tell your friends now? Like, have your conversations about sex changed at all?
In a sense, yeah, it totally has. I'm just way more honest about myself and my sexuality, and when it comes to, you know, the orgasm, or when it comes to having sex, I'd usually be kind of quiet. All my friends would be kind of like, they go into depth, but they never go into the female orgasm. So next time, like, whenever they tell me they had sex, I'm like, oh, did you come? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why not? Like,
yeah, look at you.
Like, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so some of my friends do, some really easily, and some just don't, but they have before. So it's different, but I'm trying to get them to be a little bit more open about it.
Yeah.
So
you just
I
want
think
to, like,
it'll come
spread
with
the gospel.
time, and, you know, but yeah, I'm trying to get them to talk more about it and go into depth about how their experience of having sex was, not just sex in general with that person.
Totally.
You know, what it was for them.
Yeah, that's awesome of you. I was wondering, do you have any advice for people who have the womanizer and still haven't come, like if they're afraid to use it?
Yeah.
Because I definitely know people who are upwards in their mid-20s and are just so afraid that they haven't touched it.
Yeah.
What would you say to them? Yeah.
Just do it, because I was in the exact same spot. You know, I was hesitant, I was nervous, and I was like, well, what if this isn't going to work? You know, I don't want to, you know, come to failure again, but you just have to take the time and focus on yourself, and you have to really be in the environment and in the right mood to do it. But I would just say try it out and, you know, give yourself time. It might not take you, you know, 5 minutes, might take you 10 or 15, but, you know, just persevere and push through, and, you know, allow yourself to feel, you know, what's it called? Just allow yourself to feel
the suction.
Sexy with yourself, and allow yourself to enjoy these feelings, you know, instead of pushing them down or being like, oh, this is too sensitive. Yeah, it totally is sometimes, but, you know, it's just, if you just hold it on there and you just relax and you just try and focus on yourself, I feel like it might happen, because it's just such an insane tool.
Yeah.
But I would just
lose
say,
control a little.
Conquer your fears, put that behind you, and just focus on yourself for a little while, and you won't regret it.
Did you have a position of choice?
I just lied on my back, and I had my legs sort of open, like my heels were sort of like on the bed, and my knees were out to the side, and I just held it on there. And I had like a pillow. I was like grabbing a pillow on my chest, because like I'm one of those people that like scream. So yeah, it was like, that's what I did. I just like lied on my back, and I was super comfortable in my room. Like the lights were sort of down, like nobody was home, and I had the whole space to myself, and I just like allowed the womanizer to do its thing, and I just kind of went on a journey with it.
Amazing. Katie, this has been so much fun talking to you. Thanks for everything. Thanks for listening. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for spreading the word. Katie, I have to ask this at the end of a sexual experience. Did you finish?
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you for coming. Woo.
All right. Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
So cute. She's so cool.
So cool. So great. So
I love
young.
that she's like spreading the gospel to
I know,
everyone.
and so young.
It's so nice.
And not to be like, oh my God, 21, so young, but like, I felt so young at 20. Actually, I think I felt old at 21. Now I'm like, that's so
I wasn't
young.
even thinking of the age. I love how it's not like, it's so wonderful that everyone who's like come before, like getting better, it's not just like me. It's like, let me tell you now how to do it. Like, it's such a fun group support.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's get the next one on the phone.
Hello.
Hi, Sally.
Hi, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You guys have helped a lot.
Oh, thank you so much. So tell us, when was the first? Oh.
It was like a couple months ago. Honestly, I started listening and I was just like, wait a second. It's just not something my friends talk about. I was like, this is a thing we can do. And then I just kind of went on a little journey and did it. I'm 24, almost 25.
Oh my God, happy almost birthday.
Thank you very much. 25 seems like an age. I don't know why.
It's an age.
Like, wait a second. Like, I'm almost 25. I need to do this.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that from a lot of people being like even me, when I heard like, oh, you'll do it when you're 30, I was like, oh, I'll just wait.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second. Like, what have I been doing my whole life?
Yeah. Did you follow assignments or
you just listening to the podcast and one day you shut your eyes and you came?
I hope that happens, that some people are just coming,
just
listening
spontaneous
in their cars,
orgasms.
like on the subway
as
and
much
shit.
as I would love to give you guys that power, I cannot. So, no, but I was listening and I was like, started kind of being like, okay, wait, like, I should try things and like hitting my limit of like what I was comfortable with, because like it like was a new world.
Had you never masturbated before?
Like, no.
Okay.
Like I would like start and then I would be like, nothing's happening, and just like get frustrated and stop.
Give up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like
all of us.
We all
just
do the
need
same
to push
thing.
through. But it's because nobody tells us that there's something on the other side.
No, and then once I started this like journey, I was like talking to my friends about it and know this. Like, no one talks about it.
Totally.
And people were surprised when I brought it up, yet once I brought it up, people would be like, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
like,
then it's like a floodgate and you can talk about anything.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, you guys have all been having orgasms and just no one was talking about it.
I mean, literally when I started this podcast, like the next week, my friend's mom came up to me at a show and she was like, I can't come because I'm on Klonopin. And I was like, I guess I have all of these conversations now. But
like you became like a sex, like...
I'm sex girl now. I'm not even a comic anymore.
Literally, I was talking to my roommate before this and I was like, I'm sorry, like, I have to go on a podcast. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. You know, like, Remy, how come? And she's like, the sex one? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sex girl.
Sex girl.
I got to talk to sex girl. It's going to be great. Okay, so wait, did it happen?
It happened with the womanizer. Mm-hmm. And at first I was just so uncomfortable with the feeling. I would, like, start and then be like, no, like, I'm, like, this is weird. Like, I don't like it. And then I just kept going eventually, like, different, like, moods too, like, whether, like, I smoked or I didn't smoke or, like, I was, like, alone or whatever. I mean, yes, I was alone.
You're like, I have my roommate stand in the room in the corner.
Yeah, I was like, watch me. No. And I eventually just, like, was able to, like, find my limit of, like, comfortableness. Comfortability.
What's weird is we were just talking about like trying to get yourself comfortable with sex and how that like is just like, oh, I'll just like eventually get comfortable with it, and how like you have to change things up. Like we're like, you can't just like do the same thing a million times over and over and expect it to what and yeah. So like, were you moving the womanizer around, or you were just like, okay,
like my body as well, like just like moving around and like finding like what felt good and like what felt good that I can like continue. Because I guess the part for me was that like I would hit a spot and be like, I don't like not being in control. Like you could probably like I think that's my thing. And it's like I really related when you were talking about like emotionally, like psychologically, like dealing with it. Because it's like my thing was like I didn't like being in perfect control of my body and my thoughts and I think that's what freaked me out every time I got there.
Where did you do the first one?
Just my bed.
Towel?
No.
Very brave.
Yeah, I was like, because I had such a negative attitude. I'm like, nothing's gonna happen. Like,
So how many times did it take? Different
tries?
Different womanizing trials. Yeah.
I want to say like under 10.
Cool.
Okay, that's really good to know.
Like 1 or 2.
Not 1 or 2. Yeah, because most of the time they're like, yeah, try it 3 times, and if it doesn't work, like we'll, refund you or whatever. But I feel like even 3 times is like you still have to. Yeah, some people just have to figure. It's intense, and it's like a new thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we've all had stuff done to us, but like not like that, like a literal machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a pretty wild sex machine. Like it's literally
a sex machine.
Incredible.
I believe in miracles.
So I've never done it with a guy, and I have like a fear, like a new fear, a new anxiety that like I will never be able to like, because my only experience is with myself.
Right. Like you're
so
afraid
I'm like,
that you won't
okay,
be able
like
to
no
without
guy is ever going to be able to literally do that. So.
Yeah, but could like, even if they can't literally do it, they can be in the room and it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, I guess it's about like finding a guy, because like I'm very single, that I'm like comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about finding a guy. It's about coming. So,
well, I mean,
True.
Like Remy and I have talked about this, that like once you use the womanizer, unlike a vibrator, whereas like I think vibrators, you kind of like get used to the vibration and depend on that level of stimulation. Like I feel like the womanizer almost prepares you more for sex. Like I feel like sex has become easier since I started using the womanizer.
I feel like it pumps you up. Like, like you're like, I almost think of it as like the Swedish penis enlarger in Austin Powers, where it's like you pump it and then like it stays for a while. Like I think like your clit is like engorged and just like more sensitive to stuff.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say like body memory, like muscle memory. I feel like my body knows how to come now.
Yeah,
that it's
maybe
easier with a guy because I've literally done it now before myself.
Yeah.
But Charlotte, you came before this whole podcast,
right? Yeah, she came before me, and that's fucked up because she's 3.5 years younger.
Fucked up.
So that's why this whole thing started, because Charlotte said something about that she couldn't come with guys, and I was like, what do you mean
sister competition?
Yeah, I was like, what do you mean with guys? And she's like, I could do it alone. And I was like, what do you mean? What?
I mean, yeah, like even myself, like as soon as I started talking about it, it's one of the things that like no one wants to bring up.
Yeah.
But once you talk about it, like even just now, like my roommate was like, yeah, what? You've never come before this? So I was like, no. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, but like, do you really, like, I was like intense? Like you like have like orgasms? She's like, yeah, all the time. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's the most fun thing to talk about,
It's the most fun thing to talk about, but also like it's, I think it's like guys talk about it all the time since they're like, like they're proud about talking about it and saying, oh, I came for the first time. I came with my friends. I did this, whatever. Like, I have a friend who's going to come on next season. He used to like masturbate next to his friend because he got free HBO and he didn't. But like with girls, like we just like keep it so quiet for like whatever it is. Like we want to maintain our image of like,
it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. But like, so like I would always see girls and be like, oh, like, the proper ones don't masturbate, like they just orgasm from sex with a guy and a boyfriend that they have, of course, because they're a perfect woman, which is like, no, like most of the power women that I know are coming all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and masturbating say, all like, the time.
One thing I've gained from it. So like, it's just like a sense of empowerment. And like, I actually listened to Liz, like your anonymous guest, and she was talking about like doing it before a date.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, I love doing it now before like a night out. Like I went out last night and like it was such a like you were joking around like, yeah, like mascara, like come. And I was like, wait, like actually though, like before a date, before a night out, nothing gets me ready. Like I can look in the mirror and be like, okay, mascara is great, like you look great, but nothing gets me like, fuck yes, Sally, like you got this.
You
like,
look hot. and you feel good. Yeah. And it has nothing.
I'm like, I am a sexy, like, human being. This is awesome.
I love it.
It's so great. It is really cool that, like, you can literally change your mood by yourself that quickly, too.
Yeah.
And, like, the day will be different.
The day will be different.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, no pun intended. You know, like nutting, Charlotte. Get it?
I totally get it.
You get it? Okay, so, and where are you again?
I'm in New York.
You're in New York?
Yeah.
Oh my God, come hang out with us, you freak.
She's like, no.
No, like, I'm very, like, literal, and, like, right now I was, like, laying in bed. I was like, oh, no, I can't.
We don't mean right now.
We don't mean right now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
No, I don't really have time.
That doesn't sound like enthusiastic
like, I'm really
consent.
comfortable.
Yeah, no, never going to force it if there's no enthusiastic consent. But, oh my God, I'm so pumped.
I'm excited for your, like, 25th birthday. I just turned 25 in May, and I feel like because of the podcast and that year, like, I've just been having the best sex of my whole life.
So many mazzles.
And I'm excited for you.
Yeah, we're killing
25
it.
25 is like a year. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
Like,
oh,
it is.
Like,
no, it's a year. It's like a defining, I think 24, 25, or 23, 24 actually is like a really difficult time. And then 25, you're like, what's up? I'm me. Me too. 24 sucked. I'm saying, like, those are like difficult years. Then 25, you're like, hello, here I am.
So the whole, like, experience with coming too, with, like, my 24th year, because you talk about, like, mental health and stuff on it, like, I feel like it's good to bring up, but, like, I had a really difficult year. So, like, I'm on some meds, and, like, it took me a while to get here.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, without making it too profound of a statement, like, the whole, like, coming and, like, exploring that was, like, part of it for me.
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
It's all, like, self-care.
Yeah.
Putting yourself first and, like,
so this
valuing
year,
yourself.
like, I had a lot of issues with, like, friends and confidence and, like, what do I want to do with my life, like, a lot of 24-year-olds.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was, like, part of it. Like, I would, like, spend a lot more time alone. I was, like, writing and, like, just, like, doing things, and I was like, it felt like part of it. And, like, because I'm single and because I'm not with a guy, like, it was like this whole thing with just myself, and I, like, kind of loved it. I mean, I still love it.
Yeah. It's like you're alone in the best way. Like, you're not lonely because you're just working on you for the first time.
Yeah.
100%.
This might sound a little too profound, but I was thinking about loneliness the other day. Like, loneliness doesn't mean being alone.
No,
you can
of
be
course
lonely in a room of 500 people.
Yeah.
And you can feel totally satisfied actually alone.
Yeah.
It's like a complete, and nobody takes into, I mean.
I think that's the joy when you learn how to be totally happy by yourself.
Alone. Yeah, go have an orgasm, go for a meal, see a movie. Like,
watch Frasier.
That was literally my
Watch
year. It was
Frasier.
about, like, being okay alone, and, like, can you sit with yourself?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who, like, are way older and can't sit by themselves. Like, truly can't be alone.
Yeah, because it's too dangerous.
Yeah, like, their thoughts are dangerous.
Yeah, like, you don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, what do I think? What do I do? Like, you, like, judge your thoughts, judge your, like, actions.
Totally.
And, like, honestly, like, listening to this and, like, being okay with, like, my body and all that, I'm like, oh, like, I'm great. Like,
Yeah. You're so great. Maybe one day we'll convince you to hang out.
yeah, guys, just give me a little warning. I need to, like, put on clothing and, like, leave my bed.
She's like, I want to be alone. What did I just say?
I enjoy being alone, you guys. Well, Sally, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We could not be more thrilled to have you as a listener and a potential new friend.
Chill out, Remy. You're coming on too strong.
Take me out to dinner first.
Okay. Sally, you know what? I have to ask this at the end of our sexual encounter, and this has been so sexual. Did you finish?
I did, and I can't believe I got to answer that question.
Amazing. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
Oh, you're awesome. We are
really
wishing
cool
you
people.
many, many more orgasms.
That was very good.
Thank you. I'm brilliant
You're
today.
crushing it.
All right. Bye, Sally.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, I love her.
Oh, my
She's
God.
so great.
She's amazing.
All right, guys. This has been a real fun season. If you want to listen to us other places, you want to find me. No, I don't know what I'm saying.
Who wants to find me?
Yeah, so keep in touch with us because, I haven't said when season 2 is coming. So just subscribe and make sure that you're paying attention because it might come very soon. Or something else might come very soon. A party? Ooh, we were thinking about having a season 1 wrap party, maybe with a live podcast, maybe with some of your favorite guests from past seasons. So, follow the Instagram, follow me, stay tuned so that you can be invited to such a fun party.
Yeah, you don't want to miss the party.
You don't want to miss the party. And you don't want to miss season 2 because we don't know when we're coming back. Sometimes you come when it's least expected.
I really hate us today. Almost.
I know. I hate us so much. But yeah.
Also, like that voice we were doing in the beginning,
Very strange.
very strange. But
Yeah.
it's because of Zoe. Shout out to my friend who
Oh, her
has
grandmother.
a wonderful grandmother, Gita. Oh my gosh, she has the thickest Russian accent.
We couldn't do this podcast if not for our grandmother.
So true.
Thank you, grandmothers.
To grandmothers
We wouldn't be
from
here.
Russia, from Poland,
We
from
wouldn't
Turkey.
be
We wouldn't be
here.
here. Gita, we love you.
Nanny, thank you for letting us record this in your house.
Thank you for giving us these accents.
She'll never come on this podcast. She still doesn't understand that it's not video.
Okay, I'm going to get her on.
Yeah.
I know I can.
I think that's our goal for season 2.
I haven't even tried. I'll get her on it.
All right. So yeah, like I said, we don't really know when season 2 is coming back. We're going to get so many more guests. There's famous people coming up for season 2. That's why we need a little more planning. We're also going to do a bunch of live podcasts, which means that you can come if you're in the New York area, or you can come into town or whatever. You can come to, we're going to have live podcasts with like amazing humans. So obviously follow How Come Podcast, follow me, Remy Casimir, follow Sharkastic, to stay tuned on all of that info, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you miss my voice, I have an exciting podcast coming out, Thanksgiving. You guys might already know what it is. I think I've talked about this show a lot. It's called Love Island.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Yeah, and me and Emily Wilson, who you know from episode 4, have started recording. We are binging the entire show from season 1 to season 4 because the CBS bought the rights to do an American version. So that's going to come out after we do all of the recaps of the British versions. It's going to be sick. So
do you think the American version is going to be as good? Because I don't.
I don't know. We'll
I
discuss
think
that on
losing
the
that
pod.
language is
I
vital.
know everything. Like
If you don't crack on,
yeah,
it's like,
it's going to be fun if you're not cracking off and mugging people off.
oh, she's so fit. She's a
She's
fit
so
bird.
fit bird. Oh, she's so fucking fit.
Never say never.
Ha ha, suck my dick.
Suck my dick.
So, okay, so these are just a few of the sound bites you'll hear on the podcast isn't out yet. It's called We Really Love Island, but like I said, follow me and I will tell you when all that comes out. And yeah, you guys, this has been such a fun season. I really enjoyed talking to all of our fans who are our guests today. They
were so
They are
fucking
so
great.
fucking great and different. What was our takeaway? Talking about it helps.
Oh my gosh. Talking about it helps. Learning to speak for yourself and advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
Weed, apparently very helpful. Womanizer needs to give me more money. But we love them. I love you, Womanizer, so much. Thank you. Like you guys changed my life. And
Sweet Vibrations also.
Sweet Vibrations. Oh my God. Yeah. If you guys, please use our discount code on Sweet Vibrations. It is going through December 1st. It is How Come discount. You can get the tulips before they're released. And also, if you want a less expensive clitoral suction device, it's called A Girl's Best Friend. And the thing that caused my internal orgasm was the perfect pair.
It's so unreal. And like, even though we're gone, Still write.
Yeah, write to us. We're still going to be putting up the polls on the Instagram. I want to stay involved. I love, some of you guys have sent me the best articles, and they've honestly inspired episodes.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's also like great to hear tips on like what you guys want to hear and what guests you want to hear and all that.
We love you.
I do.
We love you. Charlotte, did you finish?
I finished twice.
Ooh, amazing. I didn't even smell any piss. No, I'm just kidding.
My God.
It's not piss. It's not piss. It's not piss.
I know it's not, but I don't like the word piss even.
Okay,
Can
sorry.
we say pee?
It's not peep.
Peep. Peep. Remy?
Yeah?
Did you piss? No. Did you finish?
Thank you for asking me. I did. I think I have finished. I'm so excited. Oh, you guys, also, I don't know if it's available now, but in a week or so after this comes out, I'm going to be making the podcast available on Spotify, on Soundcloud, on YouTube, on Stitcher, on all of the players, Google Play, all the ones that you want. So blast it out to your friends. No excuses. Play like a champion.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I'm really proud of you. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for your research, because honestly, people and I would not have taken this podcast so seriously if it didn't have some kind of like science element, you know,
nice.
like
nice
it feels, but it feels like smutty when you're like, oh yeah, it's an orgasm. But it's like, no, we literally just discovered the internal structure of the clitoris in 1998. Like this is a conversation that needs to be had. So thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you
for being my supportive sister and helping me out.
And listeners, holy shit.
Yeah, thank you, listeners. Thank you. You guys are like, you feed my soul. It makes me so happy that everyone's just like talking and feeling better, especially like our world right now kind of sucks and it feels like no one can talk and no one feels good. And like, I just feel like I've really opened up lines of communication, not just sexually, but like in life.
Definitely.
So it feels great. So like we said, this was the finale episode of this season. Oh, so
I'm sad. I'm sad.
But we'll be back. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed, rated, reviewed the podcast yet, now is the time to do it, because we are going to take a break. If you have any suggestions of people that you want us to interview.
If you want to hear more of a type of person, what kinds of stories.
Yeah, write to us. But we've been spreading the word, and so now it's on you. Okay? I know a lot of you are ashamed to talk about it, but your friends will thank you. I just had a woman write to me. She has not come, but she's tried everything. And she was like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I was thinking about telling my mom, but I'm so embarrassed or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, tell your mom. She probably like has some tricks.
Yeah.
And do you know what her mom said to her when she first found out? This woman's 35. She goes, you poor baby.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you guys, people are there for you. They get your struggle. They're probably having their own struggle. You could really be helping somebody out. And you'd be helping, the world. I started this selfishly. This was for me. And it feels great and weird that it has helped other people.
It's the best. It's the most human thing to talk about.
And pooping.
And taking duties.
Dumps. Doots.
Oh, there are another words. More words.
Doots. I love doots. No, I'm just
Doot. Again, just so human and normal. It's
let's have a fucking release.
Let's all just enjoy our lives.
Tense. Let's release.
Oh, we're so tense.
Charlotte, thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, when I asked to give me a sister, for obliging.
Oh.
They had sex to make you.
It's true.
And yeah, you guys, thanks again. It feels like the end of camp, but we'll be back for another season. And yeah, like I said, subscribe, follow us on Instagram,
donate to the Patreon. I'm trying to go to school right now, so money's helpful.
Yeah. Patreon.com/howcome. I'll probably still be posting stuff there while we're on hiatus.
And that discount code.
Oh, yes.
Don't forget about that.
Don't forget our discount code to Sweet Vibrations. It is How Come Discount.
Did you finish?
Oh, my God. Thank you
so
for asking.
sorry. I didn't even think to ask. I'm such a dick.
Thank you so much. Oh, my God.
Yeah. How was that for you?
It was great. I think I'm finished.
You think?
No, I know. Shall we say it together?
Yeah.
Everyone, thank you for coming. And we'll see you next season.
Bye.
On How Come. Bye.
How come?
How come? Oh my God, do we have to rewrite the theme song?
Oh, maybe.
No.
How came?
How came? Many
How came?
things I
We
used.
shouldn't try.
Okay, goodbye. Goodbye.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I've still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz